Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you had a great day today. It is Friday. It's not a coffee kind of morning, but it is a Pepsi kind of afternoon. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, Here to do a ranking of my Police albums. It's been a while since I've heard the Police. Um, great band. Unfortunately, short-lived. Uh, with all these infighting and stuff, it's unfortunate that they only lasted for 5 studio albums. But great English band formed in London in 1977. You've got Sting on lead vocals, bass guitar, and the primary songwriter, even though the other guys, Andy Summers on guitar and Stewart Copeland on drums, did write a fair amount of songs, but the primary songwriter was Sting. The guys became super popular in the late 70s and mid 80s, kind of emerging out of that British new wave scene. They played a style of rock influenced by punk and reggae and jazz. But again, as I said, they only lasted 5 studio albums. So this is my ranking of this great short-lived band. Just to clarify, I love every album that they put out. Only 5 in total, so it wasn't that difficult to do the ranking. Even though I struggled with a couple of them, I changed last minute. But the ranking could change every time I do a ranking. Like next month, it could change. The only one that probably wouldn't would be the one I chose for number 1. But again, this is only my ranking. I put a survey on my YouTube channel to see what you guys think. I'm curious to find out what the results of that one. But here we go. So at number 5, again, I love every album, so don't think I don't like any album. But something has to be number 5. Something has to be at number 1. Outlandis d'Amour, and I probably butchered that name. The debut album, 1978 release. You've got great energy on this one. The band's just discovering themselves. You got the hits, which are awesome. You got Roxanne, So Lonely, I Can't Stand Losing You. Recording the album was difficult, though. They were working on a small budget, no manager, no record deal. So maybe not as polished as the other albums coming out. And in some ways, a little more rockin' than the other 4 albums. But it's an amazing debut, one of my favorite debut albums for sure. But at number 5, I chose their debut album. This one may be a surprise, but I'm going to choose. I've got 2 copies of it. I got a CD copy of Synchronicity, and I've got a vinyl copy of the same album, Synchronicity. There's the boys in the back. Their last studio album, 1983 release. Maybe a little too quiet compared to the other ones. It's not a bad thing. Every Breath You Take is overplayed, as usual. Even though on its strength, the album went 8 times platinum. I do love Synchronicity 1 and 2. I think they're fantastic songs. There's also Wrapped Around Your Finger and King of Pain. But the critics deemed them as the biggest rock band in the world, but recording Synchronicity wasn't fun, full of infighting in the band. 3 members kind of recorded separately. A lot of overdubbing at the time, just to complete the album. So maybe, even though it was amazing, it's a shame they didn't continue after this one because the momentum was there to do so. But still, a decent album. But I'm putting it at number 4 for this one here. This is it's just a single. But again, you got Synchronicity, Walking on Your Footsteps, Oh My God, Mother. Cool kind of track by Andy Summers. Miss Gradenko by Stewart Copeland. Synchronicity 2, again, fantastic. Every Breath You Take, way overplayed. King of Pain is good. Wrapped Around Your Finger, Tea in the Sahara, and Murder by Numbers, which is kind of a cool track as well. But that's my number 4. At number 3, Zenyatta Mandata, 1980 release, and their 3rd studio album. Kind of right in the middle, either way. It's a bit of a rushed album, as they were pressured by their record company to do a new record, even though it's still great. Lots of reggae type tracks on this one. Don't Stand So Close to Me, the UK's best-selling single of 1980. Dee Doo 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 Dee Doo Da Da. It's an okay track, but it reached number 10 in the US. I love the instrumental Behind My Camel, written by Annie Summers. That won a Grammy for Best Rock Instrumental, and Don't Stand So Close to Me won a Grammy for the Best Rock Vocal Performance. So overall, a great album. Some cool photos by the band. But that's my number 3. At number 2, their second album, Reggae de Blanc. Amazing album. The band was just finding their sound at the time. Love the drumming on every track on this one. Stewart Copeland, the only American in the band, by the way. Amazing drummer. Socially, maybe not the best, but an amazing drummer. More punk elements on this record. The deep cuts are just as good as the hits. You got Message in a Bottle and Walking on the Moon. Some great stuff. On Another Day, The Bed's Too Big Without You. Doesn't Everyone Share, No Time This Time. Yeah, it's a great album. And whoever bought it only paid $3.50. I don't know what year this was, but I got to get some better copies of these ones. But at number 1, and this one probably wouldn't change. It's in this dual. Let me just open it up here. This one has Reggae de Blanc on it, but it also has Ghost in the Machine. Ghost in the Machine I ranked as their number 1 album. I think it's just fantastic. There it is there. Apparently the cymbals, and this is the only normal named album. Apparently the cymbals here are digital images of the band. I guess that's Sting, and that's Andy Summers with his I keep on saying Summer. Andy Summers with his spiked hair, and Stewart Copeland. That's what I've heard anyway, but it could be just a rumor. But yeah, Ghost in the Machine, the only normal named album out of the bunch. I love the keyboards and the synth on this record. It's a darker album than the others, with one side slightly better than the other. Side 1 I like a little better than side 2. It's a hidden gem of an album for sure. Thicker sounds. You got saxophones on here. Cool vocal stuff going on. Every little thing she does is magic, is amazing. Invisible Sun. Spirits in the Material World. I just love that. All the weird sounds in that track. Again, I might change the other rankings up and down, but I think that I'd keep this one as number 1 for sure. So that is Ghost in the Machine. So it's a kind of a dual album, as I said, with the best of both worlds on it. So there you have it, guys. There's my studio ranking of The Police, from 5 to 1. Please let me know in the comments below what you feel is your best Police album, if any. If you don't like The Police, that's cool as well. I do love them. I just think they're short-lived. Too much infighting. It's unfortunate. Egos, that whole thing. But anyway, guys, have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.